If you're going out looking like yourself every day and nothing's happening, ma'am, go change it up. When Beyonce came out in the 90s and 2000s, all the girls went to dye their hair that color. And a lot of the girls that I knew who dyed their hair that color, they got way more attention and pulled way more guys with money because they liked what she looked like. Oh, she looked like Beyonce.
If you present like a celebrity, people will treat you like one. And I remember there was this one moment where everybody looked over and there was this guy in a car. It was like a nice car. And there was this guy in there and it was like, oh, like everyone at the same time was kind of like, oh, wait, who's that? Is that somebody? Is that somebody? And he had on sunglasses. And he had on like a nice shirt. It looked like he was dressed well. And it was so interesting to me because we all at the same time were like picking up on different cues that would suggest that he might have been a celebrity. It turned out it was just a guy, like it was just a random guy. And yet every single person who saw that car and saw that man in that car thought to themselves, I think that might be a celebrity. It goes to show that if you present yourself like a celebrity, people will think of you that way. People will do a double take. People will wonder in their head, like, oh, is she important? Is she somebody? Is he somebody? Like, that's something that is like, it really is an energy.
You think Beyonce created Sasha Fierce just because she loved a little imaginary friend? No. If you're going to be successful this year, you need to create an alter ego.
If you step into what I call celebrity energy, you're going to draw all of the people and opportunities that you've ever wanted into your life. If you know you have a message to share or a story to tell or something that's going to help the collective, I believe that you should have the platform to do so. Becoming famous and being seen by the masses is your greatest tool in order to do this for artists and entrepreneurs.
So to do this, you first need to think about who you want to be. What does this person have? What do they look like? How do they dress? What do they do every day? Look, you're gonna write this down. Anytime you put anything to pen to paper, it is automatically successful.
We've all heard about alter egos. Like, we know famous people who have alter egos, Beyonce, Sasha Fierce. It's very like, we know that it's out there, but we don't always do it. And I've thought about it in the past. I've kind of dabbled in the concept of an alter ego. I've thought about who she might be, maybe made a playlist or two, but 2 months ago, I was riding with my little brother in the car. He was sound asleep, so I needed something to do because he didn't want to talk to me. And I started thinking about who my alter ego would be, and I mean everything. I gave her a name. I was like, what is her aesthetic? What's her background? What about her parents? What does she do for a living? Like, who is this bitch? Then I created a Pinterest board that was like her vibe, maybe what she looks like, everything about my alter ego. And then I went out and bought something that reminded me of her, something that I could wear. And in this case, I got a pair of sunglasses. And it was really perfect because I was looking for the pair of sunglasses. I had the idea that it was gonna be sunglasses, and I found a style of sunglasses that had the exact same name as my alter ego. And I was like, done, it's a sign. And then when I need a little pick-me-up, or sometimes just when I go to reach for those sunglasses because they're super badass, I just am reminded of who she is, of what she stands for, what she's capable of.
If you look like a certain person, men are more attracted to you because they fantasize about these types of women. And so they see you. You might look a little bit like this person, especially if you do your makeup like them. You might look a little bit like this person. And that's what they're going to fixate on. Oh, I got good. She looked just like Beyonce. When they see you, you be like, So changing your look can also put you in a category that puts you on a pedestal naturally because you remind them of somebody, or you look like somebody, or you look like a celebrity or whatnot. So when you do that, you get attention faster, quicker.
You write down who they are, what they are, how they dress, what their job is, what they do every day. Then you're gonna give them a name. This is where Beyonce went right. Beyonce became Sasha Fierce every time she stepped out on that stage. So every time that you wake up, you need to be your alter ego, your identity. And the craziest thing is, this is manifestation. This is gonna bring you closer to being that person because you're doing what they're gonna do every day. There's an equation to manifestation. It's desire plus physical action. That creates your manifestation.
Marilyn Monroe's not even her real name. Her real name is Norma Jean. And people would say when she was Norma Jean, she would walk around just like a normal woman. But as soon as she needed to put on this confident, bad bitch, hot girl persona of Marilyn Monroe, she could just turn it on. Marilyn Monroe was her alter ego because Norma Jean was not confident. That bitch Marilyn Monroe, though, she was very confident. And is getting yourself out of the limiting mindset of you can't be this person. Congrats, this is a creative space. You can literally create this person out of thin air. If you're introverted and you've always wanted to be that ball of light, sunshine, extroverted person, congrats, this is your chance to make it up. Take all of the limitations away and just have so much breathability to create this random person. Whoever you want to be, that's who you're going to be. Is treat it like a video game character. You're choosing the outfit, what they smell like, what they talk like, what they wear their hair like, what jewelry they wear. Treat it like you're designing your video game character. And this game of life is the matrix that you're gonna step into this character with. Be able to turn this alter ego on. So how do you exactly switch between yourself and this alter ego? You get something called an anchor. An anchor is any sort of external stimulus that allows you to turn this on. For me, I'm very feminine in the way that I just like live normal daily life. And then when I need to like make a video like this or sales train my girls, I train thousands of women, sales, how to make money. So whenever I need to do this, I need that masculine energy. How do I activate this masculine energy alter ego of myself? Caffeine. But you can also use music. You can use meditation, something that's external that'll allow you to switch those energies.
You're severely underestimating how much of an impact having an alter ego can have on your life. My alter ego is named Ava. She is a content creator. She is confident. She makes TikToks off the cusp at a coffee shop. And Cami, who is like, you know, me day to day, would never do this. She would have to set up a tripod. She'd have to set up a light. She'd be like, is my skin clear? We'd be in our bathroom, literally standing in our bathroom, trying to say a word. And Ava's like, nah, I can speak anything at any time. I have the ideas. I have the ability to execute. I have the courage. This biker just biked by and was like, what the F is this girl doing? She's making a TikTok. Ava's in charge today.
What you're gonna do is we're gonna come up with a name that resonates with you and makes you feel powerful. Okay, that's super important. From there, what you're gonna do is you are gonna brainstorm and you are gonna dream big, girl. You're gonna dream big. I want you to think of the highest version of yourself. Start visualizing. Visualization is so powerful. Daydreaming, powerful. I want you to create a blueprint for what this person's life is like, what they look like, what their internal world is like, what their external reality looks like, the way they look, the way they talk to themselves, the way they talk to other people. How do they walk into a room? What is their demeanor like? How do people perceive them? What is their daily routine? What are their habits, their traits? Who are people in media, in history, in your life, on this app that inspire you? What attributes do you love about them? It doesn't mean it's not part of your identity. It just means it is a trait that you need to cultivate and curate in your life, and it takes practice. Once you have scripted and created this blueprint to a T of who it is, if you could pick your dream character, like I want you to literally imagine this like a Sims character. This is your avatar, essentially. This is your player in the game. I want you to find some sort of visual aspect to combine this with. Personally, the example that I'm going to use is Pinterest. Visual as to what it is that you see for yourself. It's just so you can see it in your mind's eye. That means it exists somewhere in the realm of possibility. I want you to start collecting inspiration. This process is supposed to be fun. I want you to like regularly look at this visual aspect.
You know that feeling when someone else is in a situation and it's really easy to give them advice because you look at the situation objectively because you are not subjectively involved, right? But then when it comes to us being in our own situation, sometimes we just don't know what the answer is and we get really muddled up and burnt out and it's just a mess. So one option for you is creating an alter ego. And this is really important because it allows you to channel all of the things that you like about yourself into one person so that you can amplify the effects that you see in your life. Now, this is not saying that you are not good enough because this alter ego is still a part of you. I mean, you're creating it.
Many of you have asked me how I overcome social anxiety to get what I want. My advice, create an alter ego. I literally have an alter ego who's just the most exaggerated version of me dialed all the way up. She's the one who shows up in corporate spaces and networking events when I need to just be on. She's the captain, she's driving the boat. Meanwhile, the real me, the introverted, shy, the one whose social battery is always in the red, she gets to stay protected. She doesn't have to feel drained every time I walk into a room. The beauty of creating an alter ego is that you don't have to worry so much about what people think because you know it's just your performance side, your on-stage version of you. And then when it's time to relax, you can reserve the truest parts of yourself for the people who really deserve to know you. So yeah, if social anxiety has been holding you back, just try it, create an alter ego, protect the real you, let the amplified version get the job done.